Something reportedly fractured behind closed doors at Windsor Castle, with royal rumors claiming tensions inside the monarchy had finally reached a breaking point. Stories spread that a king was emotionally devastated while a queen consort was quietly removed from her residence late at night. According to speculation, Princess Anne was believed to be at the center of the fallout, with many commentators claiming Camilla never expected events to escalate so dramatically. Much of the controversy focused on long-running accusations surrounding Camilla's alleged influence inside palace operations. Critics claimed damaging stories about other royals, especially Meghan Markle, were quietly pushed into the press while Camilla remained protected. One of the biggest examples tied to those rumors was the story surrounding Meghan and Kate before the 2018 royal wedding, where commentators later argued the public narrative had been deliberately reversed against Meghan. Royal observers also claimed tensions grew during Queen Elizabeth's final years, when reports suggested conversations about future power and influence were already taking place behind palace walls. According to speculation, Princess Anne witnessed much of it firsthand and quietly watched frustrations inside the monarchy build over time as the institution prepared for a major transition. Prince William had reportedly been watching Camilla closely as royal restructuring began around King Charles's health concerns. Palace rumors claimed internal financial reviews uncovered concerns about charitable funding connected to Camilla's patronage network, leading William and Princess Anne to quietly work together behind the scenes. According to speculation, Anne later confronted Camilla directly, making it clear her influence inside the monarchy was fading. Many believe Anne was chosen because of her reputation as one of the monarchy's most loyal and disciplined figures. Royal commentators claim she had quietly watched tensions involving Camilla build for years, especially during Queen Elizabeth's final period, and that frustration allegedly stayed with her long after the Queen's death. Reports also suggest William had already spent months reducing Camilla's influence by reorganizing patronages, budgets, and palace operations before any confrontation took place. But according to palace rumors, the situation became even more dramatic because of a sealed letter supposedly written by Queen Elizabeth before her death, while another emotional scene was said to be unfolding inside Windsor Castle that same night. Catherine reportedly arrived alone at Windsor Castle late that night with no entourage around her. Waiting inside was King Charles, dressed without any royal insignia or ceremonial clothing, a detail commentators claimed symbolized a man setting aside the crown to face personal regret. According to palace rumors, Charles had recently read a private report describing the emotional toll years inside the royal spotlight had allegedly taken on Catherine. The report supposedly detailed the pressure she faced, the emotional strain she carried privately, and the feeling that the institution had failed to protect her while prioritizing Camilla's image. Royal speculation claims the report deeply affected Charles because it forced him to confront his own role in those years of tension. Stories even alleged that when Catherine entered the room, Charles dropped to one knee and handed her a private ring once belonging to Queen Elizabeth, a deeply personal item never shown publicly before. According to the rumor, he then confessed his regret with words that reportedly brought Catherine to tears, acknowledging that she represented the future he believed he had failed to protect. But palace commentators claim the moment was connected to something even larger hidden inside the Windsor archives. Rumors began spreading about a sealed letter supposedly written by Queen Elizabeth during the final years of her reign, containing private instructions and warnings about the monarchy's future. According to speculation, the letter was only discovered after Prince William began restructuring palace operations and senior aides reviewed decades of archived documents deep inside Windsor Castle. According to palace rumors, everything changed when senior aides allegedly discovered a sealed letter hidden deep inside the Windsor archives. Commentator, supposedly written by Queen Elizabeth during her final years, named Catherine as the monarchy's true moral safeguard. Not King Charles, not Prince William, and not even Princess Anne, but Catherine, someone born outside royal blood who willingly chose the pressures and sacrifices that came with the institution. Royal speculation suggests the late Queen believed Catherine understood better than anyone that the monarchy's survival depended entirely on public trust, and that despite years of media pressure and internal tensions, she never turned against others to protect herself. The alleged letter reportedly praised Catherine for refusing to engage in the palace games and media tactics that critics claimed had surrounded Camilla for years. According to the rumors, Queen Elizabeth viewed Catherine's restraint, loyalty, and public image as qualities essential to preserving the monarchy in the modern era. But the letter allegedly went even further, containing a direct warning about Camilla's growing influence inside royal operations. Commentators claim the Queen feared that decades of controversy, tabloid history, and internal power struggles connected to Camilla could eventually create a crisis severe enough to damage the monarchy's credibility permanently. According to speculation, Princess Anne had known about the letter for years and quietly carried the burden of her mother's final wishes while waiting for the right moment to act. Royal watchers believe Prince William's restructuring efforts eventually weakened Camilla's position enough for that plan to move forward. Meanwhile, Catherine was reportedly left sitting alone inside Windsor Castle holding Queen Elizabeth's private ring, emotionally processing the enormous responsibility that had allegedly just been placed on her shoulders. And while that emotional scene unfolded behind closed doors, palace rumors claim an even harsher institutional reckoning involving Camilla was already taking place elsewhere that same night. According to palace rumors, Camilla's removal was never meant to look permanent, but it was designed to feel humiliating and absolute in that moment. Commentators claimed the palace wanted to punish her privately while also sending a message about power inside the monarchy. By handling everything quietly at night with no public announcement, the institution allegedly showed it could strip someone of influence without needing public spectacle or official explanations. Reports claimed the symbolism was deliberate. Camilla supposedly left through a side entrance used by staff, while her palace access and institutional privileges were temporarily revoked. Royal commentators also alleged that William had already spent months weakening her influence behind the scenes before this temporary isolation period took place. Importantly, the rumors never suggested Camilla disappeared from royal life forever. Instead, many palace watchers described it as a short but severe removal designed to pressure her, isolate her, and make it clear that William and now controlled the situation behind closed doors. According to palace rumors, the final and most symbolic move came when Camilla's portrait was allegedly removed overnight from a palace corridor honoring royal women and replaced with Catherine's. Commentators described it as the clearest signal yet that Camilla's influence inside the monarchy had effectively ended behind closed doors. But importantly, the speculation never claimed she legally lost her title. Camilla would still appear publicly as queen consort, and no official announcement or law change was ever made. Instead, royal watchers say the real goal was to strip away the institutional power and protection behind the title itself. Reports claim this shift happened after William's alleged financial audit uncovered concerns about charitable funds being redirected into Camilla's patronage network. According to the rumors, that discovery accelerated the palace's decision to quietly hollow out her authority while leaving the formal title intact. Commentators described it as turning the title into something symbolic rather than powerful. At the same time, palace speculation suggested Catherine's influence was rapidly expanding behind the scenes. Reports claimed more royal patronages, palace communications, and senior aides were gradually moving under her control, while Princess Anne remained closely involved to protect the transition. According to royal observers, William was supposedly directing much of the restructuring privately while keeping Catherine positioned publicly as the monarchy's moral center moving forward.